A factory floor, thousands of square feet, not a single worker in sight. A warehouse sorting 200,000 packages a day. No humans, just machines, moving, deciding, adjusting. And in a hospital in San Francisco, a robotic assistant guiding a surgeon's hands with sub-millimeter precision. It never gets tired. It never shakes. It never makes the wrong cut. This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. And if you look at this and think, okay, cool technology, you are missing the most important financial story of this decade. Because what you just saw is not a tech upgrade. It is the beginning of the biggest wealth transfer of your lifetime. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what physical AI is, which companies are building it, and how everyday investors are positioning themselves right now before this goes mainstream. Stay with me. At CES 2025, the biggest consumer technology event in the world, NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang walked onto that stage and said something that most people scrolled past. The next frontier of AI is physical AI. AI is now beginning to understand the laws of physics. Now, people heard that and thought he was talking about robots. He wasn't talking about robots. He was talking about the entire economy. In this video, we're going to cover 4 things: what physical AI actually is, and why it's completely different from anything we've seen before. The scale of the opportunity, and the numbers are not small. The companies sitting at the center of this shift, and the investment vehicles that give everyday investors exposure to all of it. If this is new to you, hit subscribe. At Capital Decoded, we break down the economy in ways that actually make sense. No jargon, no noise, just clarity. Let's get into it. To understand physical AI, you first need to understand where we came from. Because AI didn't just appear one day. It evolved. In stages. Stage 1 was perception AI. This is AI that recognizes patterns. Think facial recognition, spam filters, image search. It could see, it could sort, it could label. But it couldn't create anything. It just observed. Stage 2 was generative AI. That's ChatGPT, DALL-E, Claude, Midjourney. Suddenly AI could write, design, code, reason. Impressive? Absolutely. But here's the key thing about generative AI. It lives inside a screen. It responds to prompts. It doesn't act in the world. It's brilliant, but it's passive. And now, stage 3. Physical AI. AI with a body. AI that doesn't just understand language, it understands the physical world. Gravity, friction, spatial relationships. The way objects behave when you touch them. The difference is simple. Generative AI talks. Physical AI does. Now, this isn't theoretical. Physical AI is already deployed, right now, in the real world. Waymo, self-driving robotaxis operating commercially in San Francisco and other US cities. You can open an app, book a ride, get in, and there is no driver. The car perceives the world, makes thousands of micro-decisions per second, and gets you there safely. That is physical AI. Tesla Optimus, a humanoid robot being built for real factory floors. Not a demo, not a concept. Tesla is building production lines right now, at scale. Surgical robotics, systems assisting surgeons with precision that human hands simply cannot match. Reducing error, improving outcomes, already saving lives. These are not prototypes in a lab. These are live, commercial deployments. The era has already begun. Here's what makes physical AI fundamentally different from everything before it. Digital AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, all of them. They learn from data. They improve by reading more text, more images, more code. Physical AI learns from the world. It improves by doing more tasks, by interacting with objects, by navigating real environments, by failing, and adjusting in real time. That's why it took decades to get here. Physics is hard. The real world is messy, unpredictable, unstructured. Teaching a machine to handle that is a completely different challenge. When AI mastered language, we got ChatGPT. When AI masters physics, we get something much, much larger. Let's talk about the size of this opportunity, because the numbers are not small. Jensen Huang, the man who arguably saw the AI wave before anyone else, has called humanoid robots and physical AI a $40 trillion total addressable market. Now let's put that in perspective. The entire US stock market, every company listed on every US exchange, is worth roughly $45 trillion. He is saying physical AI could be almost as large as the entire US stock market. Now, nobody knows if that exact number is right. Forecasts at this scale are educated guesses. But here's what matters. Even if Jensen Huang is off by 90%, that's still a $4 trillion opportunity. The floor of this market is enormous. Morgan Stanley, one of Wall Street's most respected research teams, ran the numbers independently. Their projection? The humanoid robotics market reaches $5 trillion by 2050. 1 billion robots deployed globally. The difference between 5 trillion and 40 trillion is a debate for analysts. The direction is not debatable. This market is coming. Here's the framing I want you to hold on to. 2 years ago, a single humanoid robot cost $200,000. The price of a house in some parts of this country. Morgan Stanley projects that price falls to $150,000 by 2028. And the trajectory continues down from there. We have seen this before. The first iPhone, 2007, cost $599. That was considered expensive, niche, for early adopters only. Today, you can get one for free on an upgrade, and there are 4 billion smartphones on Earth. When the cost drops enough, adoption explodes. We have seen this movie before. Physical AI is at the 2007 iPhone moment right now. The technology works. The cost is coming down. And the only question that matters for investors, is whether you are positioned before the cost crosses the adoption threshold. Now let's talk about who is actually building this. The physical AI ecosystem has 3 layers. Think of it like building a human being from scratch. You need a brain, you need a body, and you need someone to deploy it into the world. Layer 1, the brain. Layer 2, the body. Layer 3, the deployment. Let's go through each one. The brain of physical AI is the semiconductor and compute layer. This is the intelligence that makes everything else possible. NVIDIA, ticker NVDA. They launched Isaac GR00T, a foundation model specifically designed for humanoid robots. Think of it as the operating system of physical AI. Every robot that needs to learn, reason, and adapt is likely running on NVIDIA infrastructure. Their data center revenue in Q1 of fiscal year 2027 was up 85% year over year. The physical AI wave is already showing up in their numbers. And then there's Han Hai, also known as Foxconn, ticker HNHPF. They are partnering with NVIDIA to build AI supercomputer facilities in Texas. And they plan to deploy humanoid robots directly in their own manufacturing operations. They're not just building the brain for others, they're using it themselves. Layer 2, the body. The hardware that lets the robot interact with the world. Hyundai Motor, ticker HYMTF. They own 80% of Boston Dynamics. If you've seen those viral videos of robots doing parkour, opening doors, dancing, that's Boston Dynamics. Atlas is one of the most advanced humanoid robots ever built, and Hyundai owns the majority of it. XPeng, ticker XPEV, known as an electric vehicle company, but they are developing their own humanoid robot called Iron and partnering with NVIDIA for the AI stack that powers it. This is a company that most US investors have not connected to physical AI yet. And Layer 3, the deployment. These are the companies putting physical AI to work in the real world. Tesla, ticker TSLA. Their Optimus robot is the most visible bet in this space. Tesla is building production lines at their Fremont facility targeting 1 million robots per year. And at Gigafactory Texas, 10 million per year at full scale. They're targeting a Gen 3 Optimus unveil in 2026. Waymo, access through Alphabet, ticker GOOGL. Already operating commercially in US cities. This is physical AI already generating real revenue. Not a future bet, a present reality. Now, before we move on, an important note. No publicly traded company is generating significant revenue from humanoid robots yet. This is early stage. The opportunity is real. The timeline is uncertain. That is not a reason to ignore it. That is a reason to understand it before everyone else does. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for investors. You could go buy NVIDIA stock. You could dig into Tesla's robot timeline. You could research Hyundai's stake in Boston Dynamics. But what if there was a way to get exposure to the entire physical AI ecosystem, brain, body, and deployment in a single investment? There is, and it only launched in 2025. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the counterargument. Because physical AI has real risks, and if someone is not telling you what those risks are, you should not trust what they're telling you about the upside either. There are 3 risks you need to understand before investing in this space. Risk number 1, timeline uncertainty. Physical AI timelines have a habit of being optimistic. Self-driving cars were, quote, 5 years away for about 15 years. Every year, the goalposts moved. Right now, prediction markets give Tesla Optimus only a 14% probability of shipping commercially by end of 2026. That's not a bearish number I made up. That's what the market believes when money is on the line. The technology is real. The commercialization timeline is not guaranteed. Risk number 2, valuation risk. Tesla trades at a forward price-to-earnings ratio of 208 times. 208. You are paying today for profits that may not arrive until 2030 or later. If the Optimus ramp delays, that multiple compresses violently. NVIDIA is priced for continued dominance. Any disruption to that story, a new competitor, a chip export restriction, hits hard and fast. Risk number 3, geopolitical risk. China is currently the leader in humanoid robotics manufacturing scale. Morgan Stanley's own research puts China in pole position. That means any tariff escalation, trade restriction, or geopolitical friction directly impacts the companies and supply chains in this space. Many physical AI ETFs carry 25 to 28% China exposure, by design, because you cannot properly cover this market without it. This is not a reason to avoid physical AI. It is a reason to size your position accordingly. Eyes open, not blind optimism.
All right, let's talk about how everyday investors can actually get exposure to this. Stock picking in an early-stage sector like this is genuinely hard. Which company wins? Which robot design becomes the standard? Which chip architecture dominates? Even professional investors get these calls wrong regularly. ETFs solve that problem. Instead of betting on one company, you bet on the entire theme. And in physical AI, there are now 2 purpose-built options. The first is KOID. CraneShares Global Humanoid Robotics and Physical AI Index ETF. Ticker KOID. On the NASDAQ. This launched on June 4, 2025, making it the first ETF in the United States specifically focused on physical AI. KOID holds 50 companies across the US, China, and Japan. It covers the full ecosystem: brain, body, and deployment. The expense ratio is 0.69% net. It's index-based and equal-weighted, so no single company dominates the fund. The second is HUMN, the Roundhill Humanoid Robotics ETF, ticker HUMN. This launched June 26, 2025, just 3 weeks after KOID. The key difference? HUMN is actively managed. That means a team is making decisions about which companies are in and which are out on an ongoing basis. Expense ratio is 0.75%. And importantly, options trading is available on HUMN, which gives more advanced investors additional tools to work with. So, how do you choose? KOID, broad basket, index-based, first mover, lower cost. HUMN, actively managed, more nimble, options available, individual stocks, higher conviction, higher volatility. There is no perfect answer here. The right approach depends on your risk tolerance, your investment timeline, and how closely you want to follow this space. But the worst answer is having no answer at all. Doing nothing while this plays out in front of you. And as always, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Understand what you own. These are the tools available. What you do with them is your decision. Let me leave you with a bigger frame. Every major industrial revolution in history has had one defining characteristic. It replaced a type of human output. The first industrial revolution, steam, coal, factories, replaced human muscle. Machines could lift more, carry more, build more than any human body. The digital revolution replaced human memory. Computers could store, retrieve, and process information at a scale no human brain could match. The AI revolution we've lived through, ChatGPT, Gemini, all of it, replaced human pattern recognition. Machines could see, read, analyze, and understand at speeds we cannot compete with. And now, physical AI. It replaces human motion, hands, coordination, presence. For the first time in history, a machine doesn't need a human to be there to operate in the physical world. Most investors look at physical AI and see robots. The investors who will benefit from it look at physical AI and see infrastructure. The same way early internet investors didn't bet on websites, they bet on the pipes, the servers, the platforms underneath. The pipes of physical AI are being built right now. That is the window. The last industrial revolution replaced muscle. This one replaces motion. That's the full picture on physical AI. What it is, why it matters, who's building it, and how to get exposure. Now I want to hear from you. Are you investing in physical AI yet? Or are you waiting until it's obvious? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if your comment is interesting, I respond. And if you want to go deeper on the geopolitical angle, specifically who wins the race between the US and China to deploy physical AI at scale, that video is coming next. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I'll see you there.